Welcome to our Winners Wednesday session, and good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are in the world. And first and foremost, happy Valentine's Day. I'm super excited. You guys probably recognize our special guest here, Miss Jaybee Hawkins, all the way from Tulsa, Oklahoma. Good morning.
Good morning, Micah.
Happy Valentine's Day. I think you have a special breakfast after this, right?
Yes, I do. My husband's taken me to a Valentine's Day breakfast.
Awesome. Well, I hope you guys enjoy it. So it's afternoon for me where I am. And Hamudi he was like, "What do you want for breakfast?" And I was like, "You have to make it. You can't have your mom make it today."
That's right.
So,
I had Hamudi's breakfast when we visited you, and it's very good.
It is good, but when mom's downstairs from our house,
it's not
pretty easy to it's pretty easy, like, "Mom, I want this."
I love it.
Yeah. So today I'm excited for this topic. It's one that we're kind of revisiting that we've talked about a little bit in the past, but want to kind of expand upon. And it's community involvement in brand building. And JB, I know that you and Katie have done an excellent job with the collective team there in Tulsa of doing this and really building a long-term brand even before the collective. And I just like to talk about, initially, why did you feel like it was so important as a real estate agent to have that community engagement? And how do you guys participate as individuals, but also as a team within your community?
Sure. So we really focus on, we like to highlight local businesses. That's one of the things that we do. And it's important because your brand has to be out there. This year, we're very excited. Back in December, we had a conversation with one of a local organization here called A Soldier's Wish. Little plug there. It's amazing. So we've done a lot with them already this year, and we'll continue to do that this year. But it is really important to be involved in the community that you sell real estate in. I think it's extremely important for people to know who you are, and they need to be able to find you on social media and know exactly who you are, what you're about, what is important to you. So we've really stepped up our game already in 2024 with doing this. It's just very important to do that.
I love that. And so being such a large team, how do you guys kind of choose one organization, if you will, to support? Because I'm sure everybody has different organizations that are near and dear to their hearts.
Yes. So we picked out a couple back in November when we were starting to kind of go through what we wanted to put our time and money in the coming year. Mm-hmm. And Katie and I, we've definitely got input from our team. We've got some military people on our team. And so we had met with Soldier's Wish. And once we met with them, that was just really where we wanted to put our time. They're an organization that helps. It can be retired, just veterans. If they have a need, whether it be a car or a roof on their house, or they need to have their utilities paid, or they have just some need in their life, people can nominate them, and then we work with that organization to fulfill that need in the community. So, we have had other organizations in the past, and they are all so great, but we really feel like we feel it's best to kind of just pick one organization and really go all in with that.
Yeah, absolutely. And I can only imagine, because I know with, helping lead iHeart EXP Community Day, yes. Of course, everybody has organizations that are near and dear. So to choose one is a very difficult challenge. And I think as real estate agents, just kind of food for thought. And I think in general, people get into real estate because they love people, they love their community, they want to give back. So it really shows that we're not just salespeople, because I know there on the charts, we're right there with used car salesmen and attorneys. Wow. As far as trust goes. By the way, I love my car salesman and I love my attorney. I think he's a Facebook friend, so he could be watching this. But as far as like trust, it just shows that we're not just in it for the sale, that we truly care about our community. We want to give back. And I think that's something that's so important also for the longevity of your business, which we'll talk to you about here in a little bit.
Yes.
Also networking opportunities. How, as a real estate agent, because obviously there is so much, right? There's classes that you need to take. There's real estate agent networking opportunities, insurance agents, title companies, lenders, they're all inviting you to different events. How do you pick and choose what are the best networking opportunities for you and your business, and also a way to really get involved in your community?
Well, as realtors, you get a ton of invites to things, and we're so grateful for that. However, we've got to stay focused on our business, and our team is extremely busy, so we do have to be kind of picky about that. We encourage our team to go to 2 networking events per month,
Okay.
and I can't speak for them. They pick the events that they go to, but for Katie and I, we really look at the cause. And we just really try to go to 2 and support. If somebody supported our business, or we've got a client and they invite us, of course, those are going to kind of move to the top of the list. So we try to be as involved as we can, but at the same time, we have to set boundaries because we can't go to everything. I wish that was just my job, and that's impossible. So
we do have to sell at some point, right?
Yeah, we got to go to work. So we just, pick 2 a month and try to make it to those, and just support the people who support us, especially our past clients.
I'm dropping things over here. Sorry. And I really like that you mentioned too, because I'm sitting here thinking of agents who I'll keep nameless at EXP and other brokerages alike, but you see them at every networking event on social media, which is great. But at the same time, they're not actually working on their business. And so, I think it can become a big distraction as well if you're not careful. So yes. I like that you mentioned, 2 networking events that are beneficial. Yes. I always like to say to have your personal goals and your professional goals and make sure they're in alignment. And when you do that, a lot of times you can find networking events or find community events that are really matching both. So you're kind of killing 2 birds with 1 stone, if you will.
Absolutely. Yes.
So let's talk about brand differentiation. And so, you started out, obviously as an individual agent. If anybody's watched any of your story before, and then you had a smaller production team, and now you've gone to the collective group. Kind of tell us what has been that involvement, why the collective, what was kind of the story behind it, and how have you separated yourself amongst other groups? And if I'm not mistaken, you're number 2 in the entire state as far as teams within EXP. So
yes, we are very proud of that. There's a lot of hard work behind that. A lot of families we got to help. So, so I started off as an individual agent. I was a huge networker then. Well, that turned into a lot of business, and I just couldn't handle it on my own. So I started a small production team. But my best friend, Katie Halloran, who is also my business partner, we were both running small teams, and we were together a lot. We were making a lot of, decisions together about, okay, you're trying this, and so we had just been doing that for about 3 years. Mm-hmm. And we just had an idea that wouldn't it be really cool if our teams could collectively.
Hence the word collective.
Hence the word, the collective real estate group. So we made that leap in March of 2023. It has been honestly one of the biggest blessings. For Katie and I, we love to teach, we love to lead, we love to empower other agents. And, personally for me, I hate seeing that agent struggle. And so the fact that we've got 19 agents that are currently on our team. So for us, that's a lot of growth in a very short amount of time. Mm-hmm. But we love getting to pour into them and see them, break out of their shell and become more confident and, get to their potential, because we know they have it in them. It's just having the knowledge. And sometimes this business is a little scary. It's a little intimidating. So it's been such a blessing over the past year. It's almost been a year. So with that, we learned in the very beginning, we even learned this with our previous teams. You cannot reach your community and you cannot help buyers and sellers if people do not know who you are. Mm-hmm. So It's really cool. One of our team members, her name is Kendra. She is a social media influencer, and she has taken over a lot of our social media, and she's very good at what she does. And so we've got her helping, and then we encourage all of the agents. Listen, post a day in the life of. It's very important that people know what we do, and we, post when we sell a home or post when our clients. So it's just people cannot do business with you if they don't know who you are. So we're very big on social media.
So beyond, professional post, are you doing anything on a personal level to kind of give that 360 view, where, people on your social media channels are seeing more than just the business side of you?
Absolutely. I think that I'm glad that you said that, Micah, because that is really important. It can't be all real estate. It's got to be, I flip a house. I'm flipping a house right now. So I'm posting what that looks like. I love my dogs and I love my husband and my children.
Wait, why did the dogs come before the husband? I'm going to tell us it's Valentine's Day.
I know. I mean, so, I do post a lot about my family, and I know our agents do too. So there does have to be a really good mix in there. But I think it's really important to have also a little bit of education component. We're so desensitized to what this process looks like in real estate. You've got to make sure that a lot of your content is about educating the consumer, the person on the other side of the screen. It's a first-time home buyer, has no clue what a home inspection is or what down payment is, or what the process is. So I think if you are consistent with doing education, building your brand, and doing some personal, you've got it made. But you have to be consistent, and it's that sometimes in itself is a full-time job, and that's okay.
Sure, absolutely. No, and I like that you mentioned that, and I also like that you mentioned, you and Katie coming together collectively, because I think a lot of times when we think about real estate as independent contractors, for the most part, we think about doing it alone and as individuals. And so obviously you created a team and you had that culture and atmosphere, but, merging two teams together and then becoming the second largest team as far as production goes in the state of Oklahoma for eXp Realty is quite the success. And we're less than a year in. So
yes, I know we're very excited, and we've got great agents, and that's one thing about Katie and I. A lot of we've been friends for 12 years, but I think we do such a good job of encouraging and loving on our agents, and it's been such a blessing in both of our lives.
I love that. That's awesome. So let's talk about, I think you've been how long, first of all, how long have you and Katie been in real estate? I think you've been in longer than Katie, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, in April, it'll be 18 years for me.
Woo, that's awesome.
Very long time. I don't know where the time has gone. And Katie has been in for 6 years.
6 years. Okay, great. So obviously you've created some word of mouth marketing. You're getting referrals, being that you've been in real estate for that amount of time. But let's take it for somebody, let's say they're newer, maybe they're just a few years in and they've had some success, but they're trying to create that word of mouth marketing, the referral base, and that consistent level of business. What kind of recommendations would you have for them?
Well, I'm going to kind of go back on what I say, because where in the beginning, when you don't have a lot of the business, you do go to those networking events.
Right.
That you're a little bit more heavy in that aspect of your business. So networking events, if you don't have clients yet and you're just starting out, I would try to get in to as many of those as you can, because you're going to meet people. Who knows? I mean, I've sold houses to my lenders, to my insurance agents, to my inspectors. You just never know the relationships that you're going to build. And then, I would honestly get with a brokerage that has good training, so you are educated in how to get those buyers and sellers. I mean, that's the training is, people kind of miss that part. They're like, what do I do right now? I think you've got to be very well versed in how to capture the scripting, the things like that. But then also in the very beginning, pull from your from your COI. I mean, that's important. Just, hey, if it's a phone call that says, hey, just wanted to let you know I just got my real estate license and I would love to help. I would call everybody that I knew. And I was excited about it. I mean, I was legitimately excited about it. I'd be like, hey, I got my real estate license. If you know anybody who wants to buy or sell real estate, I'd love to help them. And I would make as many of those phone calls as I can. And then I was passing out business cards everywhere.
I love that you mentioned the contacts and, your sphere, your circle. I mean, if you look at your contacts on your phone right here, that is your CRM initially, right? Until you get a little bit more in depth. So you've got to be proactively prospecting in order, like you said at the very beginning, of people, if they're not going to work with you, if they don't know you. So
yes. And I hear it all the time. Agents are like, well, I don't know anybody. I can guarantee you have more than 2 Facebook friends. And so you get on Facebook and you send them a message. Hey there, I'm updating my database. I would love to be able to send you important real estate information from time to time. What is a good email address for you? Start putting those people in your database, start sending out market reports, and maybe make a goal at one point. Because here's the thing too, I was in real estate for 8 years and then I moved to Tulsa, where I had to start all over again. The only people that I knew, I moved here in 2012. The only people that I knew at that time is the people I graduated high school with from 1998. So I had to start all over, even though I had been an agent for 8 years. So I had to contact my Facebook friends. I started going to networking events. I started passing out cards. If you're a mom and your kids are at sporting events and they're starting a new school and you just moved here, or you've been here, but they're at sporting events, talk to the moms, talk to the coaches, let everybody know that you're a realtor. And if you do that consistently, business is going to come your way.
Right. I mean, you don't want to be a secret agent. I mean, even back to, we talked about social media. I cannot tell you how many times I look at a real estate agent's Facebook account and I can't find their phone number. I can't find their website. I can't even find what brokerage they're with.
Right.
So it's like almost do a self audit on all of your accounts. How easily accessible are you? And are you promoting yourself as a real estate agent, or are you kind of hiding behind the shadows and then wondering why business is coming to you?
And you have to be consistent. If you do this for 1 week and then put it on the shelf and you're done, that's not going to work. It's got to be very consistent. It's like going to the gym. Would you get better results going to the gym once every 3 weeks? Or would you get better results doing a little bit every day consistently for 3 weeks?
Absolutely. The Compound Effect, right? By Darren Hardy. Read the book. That's awesome. Yes. So the last kind of talking point that I had here in terms of kind of the longevity of your business is really understanding that all of these things that we talked about today coming together are a long-term investment. A lot, I mean, we were talking off record, which I won't name any names, that, you have a business deal with an affiliate of yours who you've known for a long time. So my point in saying that is that's not going to happen overnight. So how do you kind of understand what activities I need to be doing today to try to generate business, say the next 3 to 6 months, versus these are the community things, these are the networking things, these are things I'm doing to build my brand and my awareness, to be able to have that longevity 5 years from now?
I time block my entire life. If you do not time block, so my now business is put into my daily activities. I'm spending 2 hours a day being extremely focused in my now business. Those are the people, I've got 3 listing appointments this week, or I've had 2, I've got 1 today. So that's my now. That's me being, every day I'm going to get in to, follow up with my clients, also trying to get new clients. Then we, at this point in our career, we've got past clients. So we're scheduling out. We do all of our scheduling for the next year in November. We have scheduled out for client appreciation. So now we're putting in to the people who have trusted us, and we're giving back to them. That's very important. But we're scheduling those out. And then just throw in some networking events a few times a month. But you've got to kind of, it is a lot to manage. It is a lot because you've got to kind of keep all the things up in the air. You got to just do it all.
Well, time blocking helps you do that, right?
Yes, but time blocking is it saved my life. So time block, get the things that matter. I would say as a real estate agent, the number one thing that needs to go into your calendar. And actually I got this from our new coach, and it was something that I was doing, but then I was kind of like, I don't know, just I would do it and then I wouldn't do it. The first thing you got to do is have a morning routine to fill your cup, because you cannot go help your clients, help your past clients, go to networking events, do all the things if you're pouring from an empty cup. So that's number one. Get a morning routine and fill your own cup. And that's going to be different for everyone. The second thing as a real estate agent, I think, is to put your lead generation time. I think this is where a lot of agents miss the mark, and they don't do that consistently. They'll lead generate for an hour and a half on a Monday, get a client, and then not do it again for 2 weeks. And if you really do it every day, you're going to build massive momentum in your business.
Sure, because that's not fun, right? We all want to do the fun things.
That is not fun. In 18 years in the business, it did not get any funner. It did not. It's not.
It doesn't change.
No. If these new agents are thinking, oh my gosh, this is miserable. Well, the 18-year agent thinks the same thing, because it's a lot of rejection. It's a lot of, weeding through, but it's so worth it, because you do get those clients that do want to work with you, and then you build beautiful relationships.
Absolutely. That's awesome. Well, all great advice. I really appreciate it. I know you've got a breakfast to run off to. Sorry, my messages are just like stinking over here.
You are needed, Micah.
Well, it's 8:00 over there, so everybody needs something, right? But and you've got a breakfast to run off to, so I hope you have a wonderful Valentine's Day. For agents that are watching this, be it live or a recorded version, what is the best way for them to reach out to you to possibly be on your team, or at least part of your organization?
Sure, you can find me on Instagram at Jaybee Hawkins, or just call me, text me. I'm fine with that. You can find my number anywhere, but it's 918-404-1416.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, JB, and tell Russ I said hello.
Okay, you tell Hamoudi I said hi too.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.